Shalom, shalom, Mashpaka. Finna get started in the next 15 seconds, man. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. And yeah, man, we gonna dive straight into it, man. It's a look in the past. We finna dive into some history. So I got here in front of me it's called the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Aztec and Maya, the greatest civilizations of ancient Central America, with 1,000 photographs, paintings, and maps. Now, when I get the camera situation going better than it is right now, maybe I can show y'all these photographs and whatnot. But until then, bear with me. Do what I'm saying. I'm going to just read it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to break bread in the comments. So we well past a minute, so I'm going to just kick it off, man. Part one is the introduction. It's titled History and Mythology. It says, Introduction. Each year at spring and autumn equinox, people come in their thousands to the ruined ancient Mexican city of Chichen Itza. Salakia. They gather to view a remarkable solar light show on the steps of the towering pyramid temple of Kukulkan. So it's a large, great temple. You dig what I'm saying? It's made of stone. It's like a pyramid. You probably done seen it before on TV or something like that. It's giving me idols of wood and stone type vibe. But let's go. It say they gather to view a remarkable solar light show on the steps of the towering pyramid temple of Kukulkan. The feathered serpent god, see, is already going into idolatry. The feathered serpent god, also known as Quetzalcoatl. Y'all had to bear with me on these pronunciations. You dig what I'm saying? Bear with your brother. Probably in the 10th century AD, Maya or Toltec temple builders constructed this 24-meter or 79-foot tall, four-sided stepped pyramid in such a way so that it's a 79 feet tall, four-sided pyramid, and they got steps on each side. And it says they constructed in such a way that the rising and setting equinoctial sun creates a snaking pattern of light and shadow on the steps, as if the feathered serpent deity himself were manifesting at these sacredly charged times. So you feel me? They got a big monument, about 79 feet tall. It's a pyramid that's built in honor of a false god. You dig what I'm saying? This is how the Mayans was getting down. You dig what I'm saying? Idols of wood and stone. You know, kind of like the Most High predicted that his people would be going into if they disobeyed his commandments. But you dig what I'm saying? We just gonna read the history. See what I'm saying? It said the beauty of the spectacle in the temple setting in the middle of a great plaza at the heart of an evocative ruined city is matched by our sense of wonder at the extraordinary skill of these ancient builders. So, you know what I'm saying? These people, they was skilled builders. Nonetheless, they was putting their work towards idolatry, but they were skilled builders nonetheless. It say they also, according to recent research, engineered the acoustics of the temple so that a speaking voice on the pyramid top could be heard in the plaza far below, and a hand clap at ground level bounces back from the pyramid steps in an echo that mimics the call of the sacred Quetzal bird, an acknowledged physical form of Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl. So they were so skilled in building things. If you don't know what acoustics mean, it's having to do with sound. So they build it to where the sound travel in a certain way. So if you at the top of the 79-foot structure, and you had your speaking voice could be heard way at the bottom, 79 feet down. You know what I'm saying? That's how skilled they were, to where not only their architecture was on point, but they was dealing with acoustics. Uh, hey man, hey man, that's nice. Even though that's idolatry, but that's that's witty and that's they wise to do evil. But that's a witty invention. It's a and a hand clap at ground level bounces back from the pyramid steps in an echo. So they made it to where if you clap your hand at the bottom of the pyramid, the sound is gonna bounce because they're dealing with acoustics in a way that mimics the call of the sacred Quetzal bird, an acknowledged physical form of Kukulkan. So they, you know, they going crazy when it come to honoring this false deity, man. This false god. That's crazy. They you can clap your hand, and the way they got the structure built is to the point where it mimics a bird who they believe is a physical form of their god Kukulkan. So that's interesting fact. The equinoctial event of Chichen Itza typifies the powerful attraction of Mesoamerica, the series of cultures that flourished in the lands of Central America and Mexico between the first arrival of humans in the region in 21,000 BC and 1521, when invading Spanish soldiers defeated the might of the Aztec Empire. See that? Spanish soldiers defeated the might of the Aztec Empire. So they in this land, they serving idols of wood and stone. I want to get this camera situation set up right, but I'm kind of new to this, so bear with your brother. But it's a large stone pyramid. Idols of wood and stone. And then apparently the Spanish, they pulled up in dig what I'm saying? Where was I just at? The Spanish soldiers defeated them. So, you know, the Spanish soldiers came from afar and defeated them. If you got it here, it says scores of ancient sites in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. Both tourists and scholars are awestruck by the wealth of evidence left by this glittering succession of great cultures in the form of ruined buildings and cities, beautiful wall paintings, sculptures, and delicate gold and turquoise sacred artifacts. It says, mystery and terror. Mesoamerican remains have the appeal of mystery, of an exotic and terrifying religious ritual. At sites such as Tikal, Yaxchilan, Salakia. Let me try that again for y'all. At sites such as Tikal, Yaxchilan, Uaxatun, Palenque, in Guatemala and Mexico, visitors view the remains of great cities built by the ancient Maya. So the remains of these cities still stand. Cities that were suddenly abandoned in the 9th century AD for reasons still debated by scholars. This mysterious Maya collapse adds to the romance of these extraordinarily beautiful ruins standing amid the jungle trees and creepers that overwhelmed them after their abandonment until they were gradually rediscovered in the 18th and 19th century. So apparently during the 9th century AD, everybody shook the spot from out of these cities, man. For whatever reason, it's still debated by scholars. It say they were gradually rediscovered in the 18th and 19th centuries. You know what I'm saying? 18th, 19th centuries, they was gradually rediscovered. In the ruins of the great Aztec Templo Mayor, or Great Temple, in Mexico City and at Chichen Itza, are the remains of religious artifacts used in sacred rituals of mass slaughter, the killing of prisoners of war and other designated victims in their thousands to appease the gods. Such bloodthirsty Mesoamerican practices represented in surviving Aztec and Maya codices, bark paper books. Hold on. Let me slow down. The remains of religious artifacts used in sacred rituals of mass slaughter. So they had sacred rituals of mass slaughter, the killing of prisoners of war and other designated victims in their thousands to appease the gods. So this is how they serve their god, apparently. Mass slaughter. Not, it says not of animals, but it's talking about people in this time right here, what it's talking about. They slaughtered thousands of people to appease their gods. It says such bloodthirsty Mesoamerican practices represented in surviving Aztec and Maya codices, which are codices would be bark paper books, their writings. It says, and reported with horror by the European soldiers and missionaries of the 16th century. Give the ancient Mexican and Guatemalan culture a powerful horrid allure. So they basing this off of their own writings, surviving Aztec and Maya writings, and the reports that the European soldiers gave from the 16th century. It says the great variety of Mesoamerican sites include the La Venta and San Lorenzo, where the people of the first Mesoamerican civilization, the Olmec, so the Olmecs built ceremonial centers in the mid-second millennium BC. Monte Alban, the mountaintop city founded in 500 BC in the Oaxaca region of Mexico, and El Tajín, where builders raised an elaborate six-tier pyramid of the niches containing 365 openings. See, that's skillful. Like we know they going off, but that's skillful. A six-tier pyramid containing 365 openings, one for each day of the solar year. Perhaps the most remarkable of all is the Teotihuacan. Salakia again for my pronunciations. Teotihuacan, once one of the world's leading cities, now another extraordinarily eco-active ruin. So it used to be one of the world's leading cities. Laid out in the Valley of Mexico on a grid pattern with huge stepped temples, including the Pyramid of the Sun. So they made a pyramid to the sun, and Pyramid of the Moon. So they made a pyramid of the moon. Now, come on now. Put two and two together now. These people is building idols to the sun and the moon. Come on now. It's we know that's idolatry, but that's also a sign and a wonder to let you know who these people are. It say Teotihuacan at its height in 500 AD covered upwards of 20 square kilometers or 8 square miles and was home to perhaps 200,000 people. See that? In common with other sites in Mesoamerica, it became a place of pilgrimage for later peoples. The Aztecs, who flourished in Mexico for 2 centuries, from 1325 to 1521, named it the place of the gods. So they named it the place of the gods, and even saw it as the arena in which the creation of the sun and moon had been played out at the dawn of the current world age. It says ancient remains, living culture. Throughout the lands of what was once Mesoamerica, the inheritance of ancient Olmec, Zapotec, and Maya, Toltec, and Aztec peoples interacts creatively with the long aftermath of the 16th century Spanish conquest. Throughout the lands of what was once Mesoamerica, the inheritance of ancient Olmec, Zapotec, Maya, Toltec, and Aztec peoples interacts creatively with the long aftermath of the 16th century Spanish conquest. Sound like they stealing, but we ain't surprised. We know who they are, according to the Bible. As exemplified by the thrilling discovery in spring 2006 of ancient ruins beneath a site used for Roman Catholic rites. A rite is like a ritual. It says, as exemplified by the thrilling discovery, so they discovered In spring of 2006, ancient ruins beneath a site that was being used for Roman Catholic rituals on the outskirts of Mexico City. So they discovered something. The remains were of a remarkable square pyramid measuring 18 meters or 59 feet tall and 150 meters or 492 feet on each side. So they found a big ass pyramid constructed in 500 AD by the people of Teotihuacan and abandoned in 800 AD when the culture behind that magnificent city and trading empire mysteriously collapsed. That's crazy. These some great big structures these people are building, man. You gotta wonder what kind of. It make me wonder what kind of. You dig what I'm saying? How they was building this shit, man. But you know, subsequently, the pyramid was submerged beneath a hill, which became known as Iztapalapa or Star Hill. And since 1833, it has been the setting for a reenactment of the Passion of Christ. So reenactment for the Passion of Christ. That's what they doing there now. Begun by the locals as an act of gratitude to God for delivery from a cholera epidemic, but now a tourist attraction of its own right, drawing around 1 million visitors each Easter. It say, because of this combined ancient and modern sacred heritage, the Mexican National Institute of Anthropology and History has accepted that it cannot fully excavate those Teotihuacano remains. To do so would destroy the setting for the Roman Catholic celebrations. So they can't even excavate or they can't even dig up everything that's underneath there because they don't want to, mess up their little nasty Roman Catholic celebrations. So there's more that we don't know about. The pages that follow provide a detailed and colorful guide to the deeds, beliefs, way of life, and art forms of the ancient peoples of Mesoamerica, an exploration of the enthralling culture and remains that, as at Iztapalapa or the Star Hill, have influenced life beneath the vibrancy of modern Mexico and Central America. Think what I'm saying? So, let me see, man. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. To me, it's so good. I might just knock off this next 2 pages because it's just hitting like that to me. I only been on here for 18, 19 minutes, but yeah. Hopefully we can get farther into this book. I'm borrowing this book. Shout out to the brother Aharon. Peace and blessings to his house. It's his book, but he let me hold it. So I'm gonna read this. It's a history and mythology for the first great Mexican civilization, the Olmec. Salaki. For the first great Mexican civilization, the Olmec. So they saying that's the first great Mexican civilization. The Olmec in 1500 BC to the last years of the Aztecs in the early 16th century, 3,000 years of Mesoamerican history saw the birth, rise, and fall of a series of cultures. The peoples of these cultures developed wide-ranging trading networks, designed extraordinary sacred buildings, created intricate systems of writing and mathematical notation, plotted the heavens with superb accuracy. See that? We know about a people that's good with that. Made wonderfully realized sculptures and fashioned magnificently intricate work in a precious metal and rare stones. Yet throughout all these changes, there was also remarkable cultural continuity. The many different peoples of Mesoamerica engaged in ritual blood sacrifice to their gods. See that? Played the ball game known as Tlachtli and combined a 260-day ritual calendar with a 365-day solar calendar. The first part of the book examines in detail the long history of Mesoamerica and recounts the many religious narratives in which the gods and goddesses of the region, fed by offerings of human blood, see that, enacted the sacred dance of creation, life, death, and renewal. So, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Lord willing, I can, come and do this again tomorrow. Lord willing. All praise to the Most High through Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach. It's like all praise to the Most High Yahweh through Yahweh Shah. And all glory to the Most High, man. This is a good read to me, and I appreciate y'all for joining us. Been your brother Malachi. Shalom Barakatah.